It's very exciting.
Give me a moment.
The cum fox.
The moment. Give me a moment. Oh, that's the wrong one. That's right. Lol, you're not even in it. Lol,
I
get
am
wrecked.
here.
Get wrecked, scrub.
Very bright.
It just occurred to me I only have one monitor, so I don't know how I'm going to scroll unless I'm very intelligent. I do this. Oh dear God.
You'd be very intelligent.
It has not happened. Oh my God. Sometimes you make mistakes and you have to just own up to them. And what I just did was a mistake. But it's fine. Okay, I fixed it nearly.
Oops.
Without knocking everything over, please.
I can't see.
Well, that's not my problem, is it? Oh, it's... I fixed it, okay?
Well done.
Panic over. I have fixed literally everything has been fixed here.
You've done a fantastic job.
Thank you. I know, I deserve it. Hello! Oh my God. I'm actually wearing pause, although I am very lazy with partially today because it's like too warm and I can't be asked. And we rushed this, which is very smart.
No. We put loads of thought into. Oh, I've just knocked everything over.
You did it. You did it again.
I've got legs too long. Way too long.
Everyone has legs. What they learn to do is use them to not knock things over.
No, it's not a possibility.
Thank you for the follow. Oh my God, I can't actually see what I'm doing. Whoop. Thank you for the follow, Marcus. So yes.
Everything's going wonderfully now.
I need to keep it. It's a lot easier to take the port on and... Oh, I've done it horribly wrong. Hello.
There's a back.
What have you done? Hi, Danny. Before I start, I should take a drink already.
Then do so.
You think it would just be bad if I just was like, yeah, just like nothing at all, like nothing happened.
Reveal yourself to the public.
And they're like, oh no, terrible Fursuit stream. Oh no, what has gone wrong? And then you do that, and then okay, I fixed it again. We're fine.
Very good, very good.
Very good. I'm very well behaved. I didn't ruin the magic at all. It's fine. Necklace, probably a mess. I wanted to do that for the stunt.
To tuck you in.
Please.
Okay.
I was also going to I was going to make a joke about the lacy pocket, and what I was going to do is I was going to grab a Yu-Gi-Oh card from upstairs and just put it in. And like, what have you got? I've got my grandfather's blue eyes white dragon. just to be like, haha. But then I realized that my Yu-Gi-Oh cards are buried somewhere in a drawer upstairs, and the game's terrible.
There's so much potential with that joke. We've missed everything.
See, now I'm going to post that to Twitter later. I'm going to go find the card and make that post to Twitter later.
Yes.
And then nobody here will realize what I've done. And they'll be like, wow, what a smart and intelligent joke you didn't already give away.
This is a fantastic strategy.
Yeah, see that.
Hello.
Hello. Look at this fantastic
Hello,
stuff.
stream world.
His fantastic face. His fantastic snoot. And a very nice ass too, but you can't see that.
It's off screen.
It's off screen. But not off my mind. Anyway, I have lots of questions. Well, actually I have a few. I have some.
Okay. Some is better than none. So.
But I feel like they'll take twice as long to answer them. Not because of me, but because you're very slow, Olivia.
I am.
He's a very slow poor boy.
I had it since birth, really.
What, being slow?
Yes.
You've had your legs since birth as well. You can't use them either.
They came out 20 minutes before I was born.
Meow! Meow, meow, meow. Hello, Kana. How are you doing? You know Kana? Have you spoken to Kana before?
I have not spoken to Kana before.
You've never spoken to Kana?
No, I'm too
He
shy.
has a very nice banana.
A very big banana as well.
He has a very nice big banana. It is true. He's very lovely. Well, I've already talked about ass and bananas. I feel like I'm already going to get...
We're ahead of quota.
The Twitch terms of service is basically a suggestion. Pretty good so far. How are you doing? How you doing, Fox? I didn't ask you.
I'm doing okay. How are you doing?
Well, I've already answered.
Okay, that's good. All bases are covered then.
Well, literally. We're 2 for 2. Thank you for asking me the question I already answered. That was good.
That's okay. That's the only question I'm going to ask you. So.
Is it?
Yes.
You didn't prep any?
Well, there's plenty of questions there for you. So.
Oh, that's fair. That's a fair point.
You don't have time for mine.
I have time for everyone. Hello, Tenlander. That's a lot of stickers. That's like me talking on Telegram.
This is true.
It's true. Everything I say has to be prefaced or followed by a sticker. I can't just have a conversation.
It's the only way to augment what your feelings really are.
And normally I have like the top row of stickers that I use all the time, and then a couple of random ones. So right now it's the red panda going like this.
Yes.
And I preface that with everything. And I've got a sticker of Peeble giving like the blushy sigh. And then I've got like a couple more red panda ones, obviously. And mainly I preface it from like the red panda being like mainly aggressive. Hello, den 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 den.
You don't have 7 TV emotes on. That's a 7 TV emote.
Is it?
Yes, it's a spinning fish.
I wouldn't be able to tell you how to turn that off and or on. I just realised I have a message on my phone and I don't know who it is. Nobody I can tell by sight. Yeah, that's not going to work, is it? Do you know how touchscreens work?
You touch them. I'm not wrong.
Crucially not wrong. But it's like saying, how does surgery work? Is it when you cut them open and sew them up?
That's correct.
Technically accurate.
You take the bits out that you don't need, and you leave the bits in that you do need. And then it's good.
I mean, you're missing some crucial steps, like, you know, the actual incision points and sizes, and it's not like you to mess sizes either, so strange.
Knife slash.
I can tell you're from the south. Knife cut.
Knife cut.
Knife cut.
It's the British way.
The London way. The East way, I would say. Ooh, probably a bit edgy. Like the knife. Anyway.
Right.
First question that Flair asked us, because Flair is very lovely, is how did you two meet? And the answer is he kept bothering me.
Well, I didn't keep bothering you.
You literally.
I don't know whether it was Twitter or Telegram first.
Telegram.
Was it Telegram?
Yeah, it was.
Was it through a group chat?
Yeah, because I joined the Lacey chat, and then you were like,
there are people frantically taking notes, like how to be Jag's friend.
How to be Jag's friend. Step 1, have a Lacey suit. So, good luck. That's how it worked. It was very lucky.
I suppose, yeah. I think that was the group chat that we met.
That was group chat. You're not as bad as Tamari, though. You know how he talked to me?
No, I do not.
He literally wouldn't leave me alone. And I'm not even joking, it's funny, he wouldn't leave me alone. He literally, because this was back in Furry Facebook days, he would send me a message every single day, and then we had Skype, and then he would start calling me, and I remember being annoyed, because I was playing Lego Harry Potter. I specifically remember trying to play Lego Harry Potter, and he called me on Skype, and he was trying to talk to me, and in my head I was like, fuck does this twit want? I'm just trying to play a game. And now there's 15,000 people on Twitter who would beg to talk to him. And I was there like, will you leave me alone? I am literally playing Lego Harry Potter right now. Please.
So there's a life lesson in there somewhere, but I don't know where.
It is. Again, if you have an expensive suit, it works out. I feel like.
Right.
I feel like that was the conclusion we've come to.
Okay.
Capitalism.
Well done, capitalism.
And or using a credit card.
Yeah, you could just be really reckless with money. That works as well.
Just completely reckless with money. I'm sure. Wait, you have to pay credit cards back?
Yes, at some point.
I'm in trouble. All 20 of them?
Is that all you've got? You're doing well.
Score! God, I'm lucky. Just pay the Twitch money. If I made Twitch money, I would pay you back with them.
What about the stacks of cash you keep over there in the corner?
They're called Magic the Gathering cards, and they're worth basically nothing. The last time I used Twitch money, I used it to buy furry art of a specific variety. By maintenance loan. I did use a portion for that, although I got a maintenance grant. I have loads of Magic. I got a pile of Magic the Gathering cards right by there that I bought today.
It's not pretty.
No, it's a bit of a mess. I need to sort it out later. What I'll do is I'll order. You'll probably see me do it later. Well, I'll order them into nice little stacks, and then I'll filter them alphabetically, and then I'll slot them away in the boxes over there to make sure they're all nice and sorted out. And then what I do is then I deck build, and I bring them all out, and I put them all over this entire table. And I'll have everything in alphabetical and color order, and I'll basically switch in what I want. And then I'll put a pile there, and I'll go through that and do the same process again, and put it all back and tidy.
Oh, can we open the window? It's getting a bit hot in here.
You worry me. Concerning at best. I just have that effect on people. They're like, oh, be more organized.
Be more organized. That's a life lesson in itself as well.
I bet you sort them by colour and by alphabetical order. Oh, and set. Like a teenager experiencing his first wet dream.
I have no words for this.
The truth is, I can't scroll.
Oh, am I supposed to scroll?
If you can scroll, I bet you can't.
Where? I can't see.
Oh my god, that would be cool. I would love Fursuit side empty. Oh my god, it's working. Go further.
Oh, I'm doing so well.
You've gone out the window.
Succeeding in something.
That's fine. Do you see by there? That's the one you're aiming for.
Oh, okay. Okay.
What inspired your personas? You should go first.
Okay, so my character's quite old.
Like me?
Yes, just like you. Not quite as old as you, though. Not much is. But my character originally was a generic fox with red hair. And I decided that I wanted to change it up. So
when are you going to do that, then?
Don't be a bitch. Okay. Don't show off just because you're in front of your friends. I decided I wanted to put some more patterns on my character, so I went for this sort of red faded character. It kind of looked like autumn leaves. Then when the artist sent it through to my PC, the color settings on my PC were off and it came through pink, and I preferred it, so I just kept it like that. And that's how I ended up as Cassie.
Okay. Who inspires to be a fox? I can tell you mine is because I used to feed foxes as a kid. and I loved them. So but I came into the furry fandom, and I knew foxes were my favorite coming in, and I was like, oh, lucky really, because I don't think anyone will have a fox persona. I'm sure they're really rare,
They're
and
very
I was
unique.
tragically wrong, like completely, like catastrophically wrong. But yeah, for Jags, the hair was inspired by my real life hair back when I had it for many years, which I don't anymore. And the red touches were actually mainly inspired by the fact that I knew I wanted to be a fox. I knew I didn't want to use alternative color palettes, but I wanted to put stuff into it to make it look like unique. So I was like, I tell you what, I'll use loads of red touches. Red is my favorite color. I love red. I'll put loads of like red touches. I'll have red ears. I'll have a red stripe on the tail. Oh, thank you. I know I'm very pretty, and this fox is beautiful. Look at this fox. Look how pretty he is. Very dumb, but very pretty.
These are the first compliments I've heard all week. It's lovely.
Basically, like a Kardashian.
Well, okay, it was a compliment, but now it isn't.
Oh no! Oh no! Yeah, so I picked fox. I basically tried to make it look as non-basic as possible by putting red on it. You picked fox, and yours accidentally color.
My accidentally color, yeah.
You accidentally color. It's understandable. I love that shade of pink though. Yeah.
I think it landed quite nicely, yes.
Yeah, I love that shade of pink. It's very nice.
Okay, right, the scrolly thing.
I trust you. I shouldn't have trusted you.
Okay.
Are you both ready for some summer fun?
Not quite yet, no. I need to get a little bit fitter.
Yeah, same.
But once I'm more in shape, then yes, I will be ready for all the summer fun.
I weighed myself today for the first time in probably about 4 years, and I was very upset about it.
We went to the zoo, and there was you could weigh yourself to see what animal you compared yourself to, and we're both heavier than a lynx, but we're lighter than a bear.
Which is a good scale, I feel.
Which is, yes.
Lynx, bear, like we're somewhere here, which is good,
in this region.
I'll do the comparison.
This is the scale, and we're like between here somewhere.
But it was kind of depressing. You're never generic to us.
There is no such thing as a generic fox.
Apart from all those generic foxes.
Apart from those, but we don't count those.
That's fair.
HSBC, that's good.
Whoa.
Do you think skunks are cute?
I get asked this every single Q&A I do.
Do you?
Yeah, I do. Literally go back every single one.
So you've answered it before, I'm guessing.
Probably.
I think skunks are really cute. Like
they're all right.
Okay. When I was in college, I got lectures in a zoo, and we had a de-scented skunk as our little classroom mascot, and he was adorable. He would just sort of run around like beneath our feet. He was quite big.
You can de-scent skunks.
You can't anymore. He was one of the the youngest de-scented foxes. There's no de-scenting of fox. But he was one of the youngest de-scented skunks still around.
I was gonna say it sounds kind of cruel.
Yes, it doesn't happen anymore.
Yeah,
But he was lovely. He was very sweet.
Didn't he like try and spray and just nothing happened?
No, he was just really friendly. I don't think he ever felt threatened enough to do that. I don't think it would have made a difference if he was scented or de-scented, like a scented candle.
It's very different.
Is it?
Yeah, I don't think a scented candle can feel particularly threatened before it because that's when you're like, I put a candle on, right? The room kind of smells. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this candle on, walk out there, come back in and jump at it with a knife.
And then you'll get a
nice
cloud of spiced apple.
Yeah,
like.
Spiced apple. It's like, give me a smell. It's like, whoa, spiced apple. I don't think it works that way.
That's a damn shame.
You want to threaten candles?
Well,
you can threaten a lit wick.
Okay, yeah, I'll give that a go.
It's a ghost though.
Don't they like take you to the afterlife? If you do
they did. Ooh, yeah, don't scare one like that.
Okay, so don't do that. There we go, another lesson.
So you pull out a knife on a lit wick and it just pulls a bigger one out. It's like, no, you. Yeah.
That's not a knife. This is a knife.
No.
Okay, next scroll. What is your favourite food?
Ass.
Ass.
Yeah. I could eat it all day.
In large quantities.
I could eat it all day.
Very, very good. I like sushi.
Pretty boring, bro.
Is it?
Actually, I haven't even tried sushi yet, but I've tried raw salmon, which goes onto sushi.
That is sushi in a way.
Yeah. Although I definitely was not. I knew before I picked it up. I was like, I'm gonna gag when I touch this because it's raw meat, and I've never eaten raw meat before. So I definitely know my body, the moment it touches cold meat, is gonna be like, don't do this to yourself, Jags. So I was like, I'm gonna force myself to eat it. So I ate it. I put it on my mouth, and sure enough, I went immediately.
It's because you told yourself you were going.
I knew I was
going
to do it.
The mindset of doing it, so you did it.
I'm gonna also strip this hoodie off. So I'm gonna.
We're already undressing.
I'm too warm already, and I need a drink. Wait, we've got one fursuiter. You don't need two. You can strip off after I do, and then it's still one.
As long as we can maintain the one fursuit on stream.
I don't even should be drinking on Twitch either.
I don't think you're allowed to. It's non-alcoholic or gluten.
It's not alcoholic. It's not alcoholic. It's alcohol-free beer. I promised my mum I wouldn't drink.
You have been spotted.
It's fine. God, it's warm. I don't know why I wore a hoodie. That was a terrible idea. Why I wore a hoodie. What a bad plan. Yeah. In a serious answer, probably pizza. I would have thought is like my number one. But also, I try to eat healthy. Like I really like fresh home cooked meals where I try and sort out the veg. I did transform into a fox. I did the magic power of commissioning a suitor, waiting 2 years, and then getting this. And it only took 2 years to complete the transformation process. No, wow. 27.
The time varies.
27? I 27 when I got my suit? What's 30 minus 3?
27. Yeah.
Cool, 27. I was 27 when I got my suit. It's basically archaic. Most ladies get them at like 21.
Yeah, I got mine a little bit older than that as well. See, this is a good question. Why did none of you ask that?
How old were you when you got your suit? I mean, like, UV and... I know a couple of people who got their suits in their 40s.
How can I defeat my fear of giving myself up as a furry? Well, you don't have to tell anyone that you think is going to give you shit for it. You know?
Yeah, I always feel like the idea of coming out as a furry is kind of dumb. Like, I haven't spoke to anybody in work about it because I feel like it's a very strict, but it's one of those, like, on the one hand, I would say, it's a hobby, same as talking about video games or speedrunning, it's just a hobby. At the same time, though, I've spoken to people in work about that, never about the furry stuff.
See, I have spoken to co-workers about furry stuff before, but that's only because, like, I've had it as my background on the phone and they've seen it and they've asked.
Yeah, that's how I got copped out in my last job. Actually, no, have I told you the story about copped out in my last job?
I think you have, but
I will tell the story anyway. So, we were sat in the office one day in my old job. And one of the guys went, Jags, I was about to use my real name then. I saw a picture of you on the weekend and I couldn't quite believe it was you. And I was like, okay. Like you were dressed up. And I was like, oh. So the backstory to this is his son, this co-worker, because he was a fair bit older than me, his son used to work with us.
Right.
And we also used to have another co-worker. So there's 3 of us. And I'd shown the second person my suit. He'd shown the third person who'd shown his dad, who I was still working with. Got that? Make sense?
Yes.
Cool. So he showed me a picture from Confuzzled. And my first reaction was to be like, fuck. So I seem to remember basically going, well, I've got the red hair, so that makes sense. But I'm not an animal, so I can't see the comparison, really. And I denied it. But one of the other guys I worked with was like, I'm suspicious. And eventually he saw on my phone background and he was like, oh, no, it was you. And it still, I went walked the dog with him like a few weeks back. And him and his partner were like, I'm still doing the furry stuff. And I was like, well, like, a bit, yeah.
Yeah.
Just a bit.
Somewhat.
They were cool about it. I probably could do it in work. I can't see why anybody in work would be problematic. Although my manager did ask me where I was going on one of the weekends. I was going to London first. And I did tell him to fuck off, which was probably a bit inappropriate.
So those are the routes you can take. You can either come clean or you can tell him to fuck off.
I did. He laughed. I probably shouldn't have. I was still on probation at the time. I passed probation now, so I can do it all I like.
Wonderful. That's good.
And he doesn't swear. So.
Oh, is he straight edge?
Yeah, straight edge. And he was like, he was shocked, and my other manager was crying laughing. So I think I got away with it on that front.
That's a good combo.
It was very funny.
Right. Okay. So
Another time where like my wit has outpaced my like actual thought, where like I was just like, how about you fuck off? And then back of my head was like, why would you say it? Oh, we got another follow. Thank you for the follow. I've hidden it from view back out.
it's somewhere in there.
I just did this to scratch my head. It's not working.
You've got Phantom Touch now.
I have an itchy head, and I was like, this'll work.
What's your favourite song or band?
My favourite song and band kind of matches up. It's Drowned by Bring Me the Horizon.
Oh, okay, I know that song.
I love that song. I especially love the orchestrated version. I think that one hits really hard.
Yeah, I haven't heard that version.
Haven't you?
I've seen the music video and I've heard the song. And yeah, it's a pretty good song.
I will show you the orchestrated version later. It's very good.
You shall.
It's very good. The entire album is phenomenal with the Royal Albert Orchestra. So good.
See, I like when these bands get together with these big orchestras and do like.
Yeah, it's like the S&M album, Metallica. Architects did it as well, which I thought was really good.
Variance is a good thing. It doesn't matter if you're a certain genre. You should branch out and you should try different things, and that's what life's all about.
I don't like change.
Well, deal with it.
No.
That's how you get used to it.
Actually, I have a fair mix on my phone, I think, on Spotify. Mainly like a lot of pop punk from like the early 2000s, like MCR and Fall Out Boy and stuff like that. That's kind of like the fix. But I haven't listened to like Avenged Sevenfold in years, for example.
Yeah.
I actually listened to Critical Acclaim the other day, and I was like, I used to love this song.
It's kind of weird how you get out of certain mindsets and you don't listen to songs that you used to listen to all the time, and you still like them. You just don't listen to them as much anymore.
His voice kind of annoys me now. I think, to be fair, the last two albums they released were both. Nice one, dickhead. That was my phone. Don't give me that look.
It's okay. Put it nice.
I can tell the look you're giving me, even from under the suit head. Unbelievable.
It's just a head empty look. That's
true. I'm used to that one. This is like in the car earlier. I was like, "You okay?" And you were like, "You talking to me?"
I do that in cars. I just switch off.
You turned around and you're looking at me, and you said my name, and you asked if I was okay. But somehow I'm going to take a moment to really think about this.
I'm just there with like a buffering symbol, like just going.
It was basically like, wait, do you want something?
As for me, I don't know. It's a really hard question. I find these questions really, really difficult because I listen to whatever really I'm in the mood for.
What's your most played at the moment?
My most played is probably one of the Demon Slayer openings because I watch a lot of anime.
I do like a good anime opening.
But if I was going to say, like, what's my favourite song of all time, what means the most to me, it's probably Starman by David Bowie.
That's fair.
I really like David Bowie. I got into him kind of shortly after he died. And I listened to his stuff non-stop for like a whole year. And Starman is just the one that sticks with me the most. I don't know why. I really love it. So that's probably my all-time favourite.
I'm quite big on anime opening. The BNA opening is on my Spotify playlist.
Yes,
that's fantastic. I really like the first and third openings to One Piece as well, but they're not on Spotify, so I have to use YouTube before I listen to those.
I have been listening to the opening to Doctor Stone quite a lot lately.
Oh, that's so good as well.
Good Morning World. That one's fantastic.
I tell you what else is on Spotify is what's the singer called?
You're gonna have to narrow that down.
The one that goes into space. The one what goes into space. Lillian Weinberg.
I'm not sure. I don't know.
I'm pretty sure it is. The song she sings that they have at the end, spoiler alert, is on Spotify. The extended version is. Nowhere to Go. That is on Spotify. That's a very good song. That's a very good song.
I shall check it out.
Okay, like all the BNA opens on there. Agretsuko stuff is on there. I highlight that as well. The Netflix anime, pretty solid for music choice. I know there's a few other ones. Like, I think BNA has a great opening and close, but they're both completely different tones.
They totally are. Night Running is awesome. I like that song a lot.
Is that the one? Is that the close in?
That is the kind of synthy one that they sing like during the show as well.
Oh,
See,
yeah.
I'm scratching my seat now because I've got an itchy eye.
I think it is Sing Messiah. I just love the. In fact, weird comparison. both the opening to BNA and the first opening for One Piece start exactly the same way, where they do like the doom noise, and then they start with like the beat into there, but they both start exactly the same way with exactly the same tom. I'm gonna say tom hits. Do you know what I mean by tom hits?
Yeah.
Yeah, they both start with exactly the same tom hits, which goes boom when they come in with that. Maybe that's what I like.
Maybe just like a certain structure.
I am very big on certain structures. You can tell by the fact that you've come down and my routine hasn't changed.
No, you're still annoying.
Wow.
It's just part of it. Anyway, moving swiftly on.
You better fucking move swiftly on. Swiftly move you on to the afterlife.
Who was your last snuggle partner?
I mean, like, my husband?
Den was mine as well, so.
Your wife?
My wife. My fiance.
Basically married to that point.
Yeah.
Once you engage, it's basically there.
Well, we don't have any plans to get married like anytime soon because it's expensive and it's very sort of ritualistic. So yeah, you basically say it like that. Yeah, that's
married.
very interesting.
Oh,
what is the meaning of fox?
You scroll up a bit to see what
I scrolled too far.
What is the meaning of fox? I believe to fox is to bottom.
To bottom and to scream.
That is fair.
In pleasure or pain.
Yeah, it's to scream, and that usually means you've bottomed without, adequate preparation.
You've got to take risks in life, it's important.
It's like the picture of the giraffe which just shoved his head through the car door.
That's a fantastic picture.
That is.
Everyone should Google it, but I don't know what you've Googled to find it.
Don't Google bottom without preparation.
Yeah, actually, that's probably not.
Yeah, just see the first text is just someone going ah, or it's just like r/gay ah, probably something like that. I would have thought. Understandable, really.
Yes.
Don't do it. Like a scout, always be prepared and sleep with a man 30 years older than you. Favorite plant? That's your question.
Favorite plant? My
favorite's Pikmin.
You Pikmin as an entity, as a plant, is good. It's tough to say. I think I quite like sort of the oriental trees. Like I like Japanese maples quite a lot.
Cherry blossoms?
Cherry blossoms are very beautiful, particularly the Fuji cherries, because they go that lovely white colour, the sort of typical cherry blossom that you see. But yeah, if I was to put a single one on, I would probably say the Acer, because it's just so pretty.
Do you like our plants up there?
Yes, you have some Acers out there, and I was admiring them earlier.
They're very lovely. It's a shame
I will take them back home with me, so you'll have to go and buy some more Acers.
Yeah, they've actually survived a while. Except the one in the middle, which got strangled by the ivy on the wall.
Oh, that is a big shame.
It was literally like murdered it.
So you're going with Pikmin as your answer?
I'm going with Pikmin's my answer. Pikmin. I think that's a fair answer.
Very
I don't know if I trust you that close to my beer.
Hasn't gone wrong yet. So, what's it like being a stinky fox? I think this is a question for you. I smell of lavender and freshness.
My suit's only just been washed since London first, so it probably smells like whitener, because I have to use whitener on the...
You do smell very white.
Ooh, that's probably an edgy. Probably a dangerous territory. I had to use a fabric whitener on my ears and my snoot, because it was starting to get... There was like a little white patch on one bit, and the ears were looking a little sorry, so I just had to rub it in and brush it through, and they still feel a tiny bit stiff. I think I saturated a bit too much on the ears. I was going to brush it through a few more times and see whether it just comes out.
I think you've done a good job. I think you look clean.
But yeah, the snoot was a lot easier because it's short fur. Long fur is murder.
It's just when it gets all knotted and trying to unknot it without ripping all your fur out. It's a bit of a daring task.
I certainly wouldn't talk about knotting on Twitch. That's definitely against itself.
That's definitely against terms of service.
How do I... I didn't see this one.
How about I cover you in peanut butter and treat you like a hot slice of toast?
What does that mean? What do you... What are you people doing to your peanut butter on toast? I just eat it. Are you planning on eating it, or are you going full first American pie on it?
I don't know if he's just into war.
Has he put his Twitter at the bottom as well?
At Andy Lone Wolf DK. Thank you very much.
So go ask him why he's having sex with his sandwiches. Please just preface it as like, is it just peanut butter? Do you add jam as well?
I do find it funny, the idea of just someone putting loads of peanut butter on toast and then just lapping it off.
I'm thinking more like, are they putting their peanut butter on their toast and they're just looking furtively around and going, "Come to daddy."
Oh no. Oh no.
I think that was like one of the last ones we got. I think the one below this is from the 6th.
What does that say? 6th of February.
Answer it if you like. I've already answered it.
How did you get into the furry phantom, and do you have more personas you're willing to share? So I kind of just fell into it, like as most furries do, I think. I really like the concept. I was kind of a furry before I knew the fandom was a thing. Then I found out about the fandom and all the fursuits and everything. I was like, oh, well, this works for me. And yeah, I've been in there ever since. Do I have more personas that I'm willing to share? I don't have any more personas currently. I do have ideas for designs and stuff that I'd like to see realized one day, but I have not got anything solid or.
Are any of them red pandas?
I would like to get something red pandery going, but I was thinking of just doing a red panda Cassie and just having my.
Oh, so like I did with my red panda. Yeah. Where I just made a red panda joke.
I would love to get one of those species sheets where you just take your design elements and just plaster them on all the species.
Oh, yeah, that'd be cool. I know.
So I'd love to do that one day.
Nino had some cool ideas for doing something like that and transpose it to different species. I won't give it away just in case, but he came up with some cool ideas for like some unique species to do it to, and I was like, that's a cool plan. I like that plan. That's a 2 out of 2 plan.
Everyone should do it. Get some famous artists to open up for these particular commissions and charge them at decent rates. And
if you did that, would you pick a cat, and if so, which one?
Which kind of cat?
Yeah.
Probably the lynx. The lynx that we saw today was so adorable.
I was actually just thinking lynx, but I don't know if I'm inspired by the fact we saw a lynx today.
We did see some very cute lynxes today.
Plus, I'm thinking that like the one thing I really love about canine sonas is the ears and the face, and I feel like the lynxes have cool ears.
They got the pointy ears.
So I
do like snaps quite a lot as well.
You monster.
But then I don't know. We've recently discovered that snaps predate on red pandas.
Predate means comes before.
Well,
they prey upon red pandas. They do eat red pandas.
They consume them in large quantities.
I mean, there's not that many of red pandas or snakes, so
well, yeah.
They I don't know whether I don't think it's a staple meal, but they will eat them if they find them, I guess. Because I think the primary predator for red pandas is snow leopards.
So if you ever see a snap saying to a red panda, "You're looking like a snack," call the police.
Call the police. He's in danger. He's in very big danger. Yeah, I think I would consider a lynx or a house cat and just go like. But I'd want to keep my current colour, so it'd have to be a ginger cat.
Ooh.
In which case, it's basically just looking like Jags, but with bigger murder mittens.
Bigger murder mittens.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't really know.
Or what other species you transplant yourself into?
Yeah, definitely. If I was going to do a cat, I'd probably an obvious answer would be a jaguar, but.
So yeah, that seems thematic.
And I've got my wild dog and my panda. I'm getting more panda art.
I definitely want to get a mean wolf going, just because of certain leg proportions.
It does make sense. You are basically a mean wolf. You're very tall and you smell.
Well, okay. Yeah.
Aww. Hello, I'm Fox's Takeover. I haven't seen you for a hot minute. How's it going? Actually, I thought we were going to do half an hour. It's actually nearly 45 minutes.
Oh, we've done well. We've stretched things out. Oh my god. Oof. I need to be careful what I say around you.
I can turn anything into an innuendo. Thinking. Think carefully.
I'm not saying anything.
That's probably fair. You got something in your mouth anyway. Yes! 1 me, 0 you. I win.
You can't see, but I'm crying.
I'm crying inside.
I'm sobbing under here.
That is true. Foxes are too. Do you want to do one more? What's the one below? I can't remember the one below.
I handle the thing. Oh, why are you so cute? And did you make your suit
That's
yourself?
a rubbish question. Keep going.
Sorry, Anonymous. Yes.
I did that at the same time.
How's it going? It's going well. Lego.
How old were you became a furry?
Oh shit! Well, it's been so long.
22, 21, 22. Apparently, that's pretty old. I know a lot of people in who were like, "Oh yeah, I was furry since I was like 13." And I can guarantee, I know what I did on the internet at 13. I argued with people on Test Drive Unlimited forums. That's what I remember doing.
Sounds very exciting.
It was not. I was wrong. I quite find I watched so much Top Gear that I thought I knew everything about cars, so I used to go on Test Drive Unlimited going, the Lamborghini Gallardo is the best car to drive in this game, and anybody who disagrees with me is a moron, because I talk like Jeremy Clarkson. And I was wrong, because it's a video game and they all drive the same.
That sounds really cool.
It was not. Yeah, I think 22. I was definitely very late bloomer.
I was quite young.
But that was like, I came out as, first of all, bisexual and then gay at 22. Because up to that point, I was dating a girl.
So that was really the year that everything changed.
It literally, it was like a complete downward slope.
You went bi to gay to furry in one fell swoop.
Well, I was like, hey, I'm a furry, but it's okay, I've still got a girlfriend. And then I was like...
Oh, so you did a reverse sweep.
Yeah, and then we broke up. And then I started dating guys, and I was like, you know what's great? Dicks. But, most people break up because they've got, differences. But it turns out me and my ex broke up because we have something in common. Liking penis.
That's the way for things to work.
It was a fair comment. That and she was a bit cuckoo, but it's another time.
Crazy exes, huh?
Crazy exes.
Do you want to do one more?
Yeah, one more. We'll take up to 45 minutes and then we'll sign off because I want to get drunk. Xbox gang?
I don't have an Xbox.
Terrible question. Favorite dirt bike? Terrible question.
I don't have a dirt bike.
Do you believe in Jesus? Terrible question. No. Do you drink tea? Yes. Terrible question. Same question again. Is it hard to keep fursuits maintained? Extraordinarily difficult.
I don't think it's that difficult.
I was very different way back when, to be fair. Talking about girlfriends, I used to play in a band. I used to be a little bit of a naughty boy. I used to sleep around a bit with the lady folk. I was a very different person. I feel like a lot of people probably wouldn't recognize me. If they did a cut shot then to now, people who've known me a while would be okay with it. People who snapshotted it, if you knew me in the band days and now, you'd probably say it's a fair bit different. Other than I was a sarcastic asshole then as well, so.
Some things never change.
Something truly, that's basically better than even my parents are fed up of it. So they kicked me out.
Oh dear.
They say they didn't, but if I said to you, I'm thinking about moving out, and you said to me, how much money do you need? I will give it to you.
That doesn't sound like they kicked you out. That sounds very, very helpful.
Okay, and then question B is, if I was I'm moving out in 3 weeks, and they were like, can you move now? And please take your computer because we want to convert your room.
Okay.
Because that happened.
It just sounds like they were sick of you, to be honest.
That's understandable. I'm sick of me too. I've had to deal with it for 30 years.
You poor thing.
Right, we still haven't found a good question. You ready for the Super Bowl? I only know Kyle Gold. Like bondage?
Like bondage. You look perfect.
I do. I don't know about you.
What's your opinion on Skunks?
I told you! We've already asked that one. We're just scrolling through people watching what the heck are you doing?
What is the ratio of support to hate?
I literally... Weirdly, I was thinking about this the other day because I've never used one of those applications where you know how many people have blocked you. Yeah. So I feel like that's a very dangerous idea. I found a person in the wild who'd blocked me.
Well, that's exciting.
Because someone tagged them in one of my posts and went, oh, look, this is like you. And I looked at their profile. I was like, oh, they blocked me. How strange. I have no clue why. But I don't actively know anybody apart from 1 or 2 people who actively dislike me. One of the people we had an actual falling out. And there's just people that actively seem to have disliked me from the off, I guess. There must be people who dislike me because I have a medium-sized following in a fursuit. There's gotta be, because people are And if you've got over 2K followers, people don't like you for just that reason alone. I'm aware of that. But like, I don't actively know people.
Yeah. I can't actually recall anyone that like I've had a huge falling out with in fandom.
Oh, you have a question there.
How old are you, and how did you become friends with Jags? So we spoke about the friends thing earlier. We met because I messaged him from a group chat and apparently pestered him. I don't remember the pestering part. I think it was mutual pestering.
Do you want me to get the Telegram chat logs and scroll
No,
up?
definitely not.
I think you're fine.
And I am 26 years old.
Are you?
Yes.
27.
No, I'm 26.
God, I'm a crib robber.
You are a crit robber.
Oh, Jesus. At least you were born before the year 2000. That always worries me. It's like I was born 2000. People are like, I was born 2001, and you're like, I actively remember that year.
Yeah, I remember the Millennium.
Yeah, I remember the Millennium. My parents let me stay up till midnight for the first time.
Oh, very exciting.
Another follow. Thank you very much for the follow. Billy Gamba. Thank you very much. I just realised I was looking there and like, oh, I don't know, and it pops up in the top corner.
Oh, that's.
I set that up. I should know that.
I can't see anything, so. Yeah, I can barely see anything.
That's fair. You are blind.
This is true. The fursuit doesn't help. And yes.
Hello, Blue.
I feel like some furries who don't go to meets or cons drastically over how much hate actually exists offline. Yeah, that's very true. If you go online, people just are more abrasive in general.
Yeah, I feel like, the public fursuit opinion, like every time I've done public suiting, it's always been phenomenal fun. There's always been loads of people who want to take videos or pictures, and I'm a terror in suit at meets. In public suiting, I will go up to cameras, I'll go up to people, I'll go up to kids. I will insist they take pictures with me.
I'm here. Start snapping.
Yeah, I will like, people will be like, on the London meet, you walk past bars and I'll bang on the windows. I stole someone's beer once. I'll be a terror. And people like love it. They think it's like quite the performance, which makes me think again, like, because online people are so like, oh my god, you're furry, what a weirdo. You tend to assume people are going to be like that offline. But yeah. I think 95% of people are like, fair enough.
The thing is, when you're in person, if you don't like something, you don't tend to interact with it at all. You tend to just walk past it and ignore it. So, like, the only people that are ever going to come up to you are going to be people that are interested or find it fun or something like that. Anyone who doesn't like it is just going to
not care,
walk off, carry on about their day. They don't have time to start shit with random people.
Yeah, most people who don't like furries online, let's face it, are under 18. They're like, it's cool to hate on furries, and you're like, excellent, but you also live with your mother and literally have about as threatening as aura as that plant.
Well, that red panda sticker that you keep sending me.
Well, this one?
Yes.
Is very scary.
It's not very scary.
It's very scary.
It's slightly adorable, but it's not scary.
Yeah, and public suiting is fantastic.
The last time I went public suiting, there was some dog walkers that came by. The dog ran up to me, and then the owner ran up to me, and she was just as excited as the dog. So.
Is it excited as my dog?
No, nothing's as excited as your dog.
Oh, my dog is. So at 5:30 this morning, I let her out, and I didn't realize his bedroom door was open. I just came in, and she was like, "Oh my god, hello, you're still here. Oh my god, hello."
I just had to wrap myself up in the quilt and hope that she forgot about me.
Stop, please. I don't want this.
There's several times that your dog has assaulted me in this trip, and the last trip. The last trip, she nearly split my lip open within the first 5 seconds of me meeting her.
Yeah, and fursuiting in public, like fursuiting in cons, honestly, 95% of the time, it's just going from photo to photo. If we're honest, you don't get a lot of genuine interaction. You basically go into the lobby, you identify people you want to get pictures with, you have your handler who goes over, you take the picture, you go away, you go take the picture, you go away. And like, it's a fun time to like interact with other suitors because you talk to them. But it's kind of like going to a photo shoot. And it's one thing that when I did Confuzzled, I certainly remember getting annoyed at. So I was like, I want to just, no camera, I just want to go out and talk to suitors.
Yeah.
But then if my handler isn't taking the pictures, someone else is, and it just happens with someone else. And like someone will come up to you and be like, let's take a photo. And you take the photo, you might exchange 2 words, and then they're gone and you're gone, and you're both off to do photos. Whereas, public suiting, it isn't really like that. It's a lot of like unique interactions.
Yeah, totally. It's much more about playing around than like.
Yeah, you like, I act up in suit anyway.
Furry networking.
I'm going up to people and I'm like going, behind them because I can get away with it.
Because you're a cheeky chappy.
I am a cheeky chappy. I can get away with it. And then I take the suit off because I haven't got the red hair anymore. They don't know who I am. They're like, "Who are you? And why are you in my bathroom?"
It's not a place you want to find the Jags, really.
No, not hugely. Hashtag awkward. You want to do one more? Or are you okay?
I don't mind. Have we got another fun question, or
let's have a look.
Does anyone in chat have any questions?
You know, you can ask us questions. We are always ready to berate you for asking terrible questions.
It's a terrible question. Never speak again.
It's literally a terrible question. I'm banning you from my channel. I doubt it.
I haven't been to an LFM yet, but I would like to at some point.
Only because me and Nina are going away, and it is literally like 2 weeks after that summer party, and I'm a little bit dubious about whether I'm going to want to go away twice in quite quick succession. And it's already expensive enough to go abroad, let alone like prepping for that. And I don't really want to run the risk of going to a massive party and catching COVID as well. Like, the risk is fairly low nowadays comparatively, but there's still that chance you go to the summer party, catch it, and then you can't go away, and that'd be crappy.
Yeah, you don't want to be stranded because of something like that.
I might be the gremlin under your bed. I'm the have you seen that meme of like if you stick any body part out of your bed, then the monster in your bed will come out and eat it, and the person just hangs their butt over. I'm that gremlin.
Yeah, the gremlin will go for the butt at every opportunity.
Literally every opportunity. I'm like a heat-seeking missile, but more perverted. I caught it. He's had it.
I think I've had it.
I caught it from Costco, amazingly. Yeah, he has been very swallowed by work, love him. Poor boy.
He's upstairs though. He's all right.
Yeah, he's pretty much finished submitting one thing. He's still got a bunch of marking to do, as work is. But I'm hoping, I think it's about another month probably, and then everything should be clear. And he's gonna have 2-3 months off then, and then it should hopefully be a bit back to normal. Like, I know he wants to get back to streaming, for example. It's something that he's quite keen to get back to, which is fine, because my schedule is still arranged around him wanting to do his. Although I don't know how he's going to do it on. He's got 2 days a week, so it'll probably still be like Wednesday, Sunday, I would have thought. As is. Yes, you got another fun question?
Any other questions? Anything here?
Anything better? How much does being a furry affect your day-to-day life? I wouldn't have anything I have now if it wasn't a furry, so pretty drastically.
Yeah, I'd say the same for me. A lot of my social circles lie in furry stuff. A lot of my hobbies are centered around furry stuff. So yeah, I'd say it's pretty drastic. Apart from work, like when I'm in work, there's not much to do with furry at all. So
yeah, but even then, like, the job I have now is as a result of being a furry pretty directly.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, because I wouldn't have gone to university if I hadn't been around a load of furries who are in tech stuff and had met Nina, who was willing to support me through it, which meant I got this job. So, I wouldn't have the house, the job, the dog. I wouldn't have any of that. Most of my friends, except the small group I have from school still. Yeah, part of me wishes I'd done a day trip to Confuzzled. Could still go tomorrow. Just drive up.
Just drive to Confuzzled for a day.
Yeah, probably won't. Can't be bothered.
It's quite an undertaking. Something that we're not prepared for.
Yeah. But in hindsight, it was one of those I possibly could have, but again, I paid to go abroad, and that's already expensive. And why pay for two things when you're not certain you can do it? But I've done Confuzzled. Like, next year, I'm probably going to miss Confuzzled again, I would have thought, because I really want to do Anthrocon, and I feel like that's going to be the same situation where you're going to pay so much to do that. So how can I afford to do both? Because Confuzzled's like $1,000 for two of us. You're going to get £1,000, and that is like over half what you need to pay for AC, really. Yeah. So that's quite a lot of money.
Confuzzled is very expensive for what it is. Like, yeah. It's a lot of fun, but it is expensive. Yeah.
It is disgusting. Like, I don't know why the American cons seem so much cheaper, but they seem to be.
Well, flights aren't cheap. So.
Right, other than
that's what pumps it up so much.
Talking about pumping up. happening again. Yeah, it is what it is. But I think, to be fair, the fear of missing out aspect of it is probably the biggest part right now. Like, right now, I'm like, oh god, I wish I was there. Although I haven't seen as much as I thought I would. I know it's because we've been busy.
Yeah, I haven't been on Twitter very much. So that's
Well, the purpose of you coming up is for us to dodge the FOMO for it. But I haven't seen as much as I thought. I just know a bunch of people who have gone, but I was like, meh, it's fine. But like every year, like 2017 I went, 2018 I was in Birmingham for something else, 2019 I went, we missed it. This is the first year I've purposely not gone and not had an event to go to around it.
Yeah.
So I went to ESL 1, Dota 2 on the 2018 one. I remember one of my friends being very upset with me for that. They were like, oh, you don't want to hang with us? You want to do your video game thing? And I was like,
yes, I do.
I'm sure that it's all like a very personal, like it's just me against you on this one. I want to do what I want to do. Don't mind me.
Oh dear.
Oh dear.
Oh dear.
We'll do one more and then we'll finish the hour off and then we will be done, I think.
Okay.
Because I want to drink that beer because it's just sat there.
Okay, pick your last.
Right. There's no point asking a speedrunner one because you've already done that. Okay.
How do you define friendship? That's a very deep question to end off on.
I feel like this comes into the like. It always feels like famous fursuiters or like popular fursuiters always know each other, which tends to be fairly true, and I think that is generally because they know people. Like, for example, it's the I can't remember the name of it, but you know how everyone's connected by a certain number of things? Like, you're connected to everyone on Earth by 7 people. You have 7 people removed.
Yeah.
Like, you could find 7 people in a row and you could meet George Clooney. I feel like it's that, but because, like, you could say to me, like, we're both lacy suitors. Because we're lacy suitors, we have this in common, and we know each other from that. I go, well, I know Kisma, who's a mixed candy suitor. So you could say, okay, I could talk to Kisma. And then you might go to a convention and you talk to Kisma, because I've introduced you, and then it seems like you know him, even though it's only just that one link removed. And I think that's how it happens. That's why it always looks that way.
I think it's just like the other thing is that people have a lot of aspects to them, even if they're. Some people are fairly one-dimensional, but it's just about really poking a little bit deeper than you've got a cute suit and keeping all conversation.
Yeah, that's true.
That.
Like, you have to be prepared, I think. You talk to someone, you have to be prepared to realize you've got nothing in common. But you normally have to start with, like, we're both fursuiters, for example. So you might start with a conversation on that. And then it's like, what else do we have in common? And I'd be like, oh my god, we both play Magic the Gathering. Let's discuss that, which is something me and Kisma ended up bonding over. We both really like Pokemon, like me and you, or me and Zoru. We talk about that. Or we might both play the Legend of Zelda. Like, I've talked to some furries now specifically because we're both speedrunners. So, we talk about that and speedrunning and what games they're doing and specific stuff about that.
And if you're meeting people through the fandom as well, like you've always got that in common. You both like what the fandom is, which is.
And if all else fails, just horny talk to each other.
Horny talk, yeah.
Just message them and just say, I would absolutely blow your brains out. And honestly, God, it might just work.
It's the quickest way to Jags' heart.
Yeah. They say the way to a man's heart is through his stomach, and mine technically is just coming from the other way.
Lovely. So poetic.
I'm very romantic. We'll take that one, and then we'll end it, which is, how has being gay affected your lives? I don't think in this area or this region or anything, because I came out and I had some bad experiences in my last place of work from it. Certainly, some people were a bit dodgy about it. But I used to work in a warehouse, so that was a bit thing. But once I got out of that environment, like, my parents have been fantastic. Nino's parents have been fantastic. My extended family have been fantastic. His extended family, like I've met all his extended family, not a problem. They all loved me apparently, even though I threw up in the kitchen.
And that is a good reason to disown someone.
Yeah,
you
think like I locked myself in the bathroom and had to break the bathroom door down to get me out because I was so drunk. But they were like, no, we still like him. We think he's cool. And he's met all my extended family. So we haven't had a problem with it. I don't think, we've been out in public and holding hands. I've never had an issue. All our neighbours clearly know we must be, married at this point, but never been an issue. Obviously, there's hate out there online, and you see like the results of something like the guy who got murdered in Cardiff, which is not far from here.
Yeah.
But apart from I'm in a gay relationship, I don't think it's ever been a specific thing that's defined any step of it. Like if you said I was in a relationship as a furry with a female, with a lady folk, most of my interactions would be the same on that line. We both get along with the families and both get along with the neighbours and all that. It's only really just that, oh, it's two guys. But yeah, certainly the Twitter behaviour is all me. And my Twitter thread changed when I realised it was my account instead of just a social media account.
Yeah, yeah.
Any thoughts, Fox?
So when I sort of went from being straight to bi to gay very quickly, my whole life was changing in a lot of ways, and in a lot of drastic ways, to be honest.
Yeah, same.
And because like I was making so many different changes to better myself anyway, my quality of life went up, and like being who I am and acknowledging it and accepting it myself was a huge part of that, and just knowing that I'm gay and that's how I'm going to be happiest was obviously very good for me. It was good for my health. It was good for my mental health. I don't know how much it affected me directly because my life before was really bad in a lot of different ways anyway. I do know that I've had a lot of different kinds of work environments, and one of those work environments that I worked for quite a while was it was an old British Legion, which is a reputation for being quite a racist, homophobic place, clientele-wise anyway, and being quite a liberal gay person, working there, people respected me and they got along with me and they liked me and they didn't care about it. And I think a lot of people put on a front because they feel like they need to because it's in some way their personality. But really, when it comes down to it, they don't actually care as much as they want people to think they do. So it's just kind of, I don't know, everyone's different. Some people have some really shit experiences, and if it's not right, it's not fair. But that's what needs to change. But if you're gay, there's no point in denying it. It's like a social club for ex-armed forces.
Yeah, which is
So
about as what it's going to sound like, really.
Yeah.
I find a lot of middle-aged people, I want to say like 30 to 50, now probably growing up in the 80s and saw like a lot of these liberal movements, and those are the ones that don't care. Like,
Yeah, totally.
A lot of people, parents, are just like, well, it just happens. Like, obviously, there's people who aren't happy about it, but yeah, much like you, like it happened in a really big transitional period in my life anyway, and like that wasn't the only change I was making.
The thing is, if you're making
Really.
a huge change like that, a lot of it comes along with it. Like,
Yeah,
if you like deep rooted, you're gay, but you're not living that life, then you're going to be making shortcuts elsewhere. And once you actually make that change to better yourself, a lot of things will improve just naturally anyway, because you won't be lying to yourself and the people around you about a huge part of yourself.
there's a lot to be said about just being confident about yourself. Like, I like this thing, I'm going to be this thing. You're like, I like furry, so I'm going to be furry, and then you're a lot more confident about doing it. I like doing this thing, I'm just going to do it, and then whatever, I'm just going to enjoy it. It's fine. Like, playing, there's a lot of comparison things, but it's just like, you could example like my Twitter feed where I tend to play up a lot being slutty, but it's like, I enjoy this, I'm just going to do it, and I enjoyed my social media experience a lot more because I was just like, I'm just going to say what I like, do what I like, post what I like, rather than try and edge around where I think will work. And it turns out that looks a lot better for me.
It comes across more genuine and authentic as well. Like, I think a lot of people fall into the trap where they think that Twitter is a platform and the followers are the fans, so you need to make tweets or post content that you think the fans will like. That's not what it's supposed to be there for. It's supposed to be there for you to just put whatever you like on there, and if people like what you like, then they'll follow you.
And I really like posting innuendos and terrible posts.
And I noticed this in your day-to-day life.
In my day-to-day life. Like today, I posted the Bear Woods photo, which is very funny.
There was a lot of innuendos in that woods.
Anyway, we've gone on for about half an hour longer than I thought we were going to.
We've done very well.
I've done really well. You were also here.
I was an ornament in the background.
You're basically an ornament. That's what bottoms are, really. Anyway, thank you for everyone who came. As always, I super mega appreciate it. Obviously, it's been a bit quiet these last 2 weeks. Last week, Fastest Furs, I don't stream across that. This week, he's here, and I probably shouldn't speedrun when he's here. I would, but it feels a bit rude. He's pretty vacant anyway, so you probably wouldn't notice. You were gone for 2 hours playing Breath of the Wild? I literally didn't know.
I just AFK'd. Brain AFK'd in the corner of the room.
I was just also there. Yes, I will be back next week. I don't actually know I'm going to run next week. I got Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So I'm like, I could do more runs. I might do all Furry rewards.
Do it.
I might.
I don't know if
I might run
looking
Ori
to me for approval though.
I might run Ori and the Blind Forest. I might learn it in a week. I don't know yet. It's only 30 minutes long. Why not? I could be a world record holder again. Easily. I could take 10 hours to finish that game and have a world record. Easy.
Typical
Easy
Fox
class.
Brain. Exactly.
Easy class. I've been playing Ori and the Blind Forest, by the way. Just pointed out there. Yeah, thank you for everyone who came. As always, you've been amazing. Thank you for your questions. I don't know when I'm going to do another Fursuit Q&A stream. Maybe I'll stick with this pattern now. Of like, I have a person down. Like next time Akonite comes down, I could be like, right, we're doing a suit stream this time. Because doing them by myself is okay, but I do them so sporadically I need a reason. Yes, as always, thank you very much to everyone who came. I hope you enjoyed. I certainly did. We certainly did. I hope you have a very wonderful weekend. And I shall catch you all hopefully next week for whatever the heck I decide to speedrun.
Yes. And I'm sure it'll be all over Twitter, in amongst all the slutty posting.
Yeah, literally. Slutty post, doing games quick. Slutty post, doing games quick. Slutty post, oh, I have a world record. Slutty post. It's about what you'd expect. It's about what you expect from me in real life, to be fair. I'm like this out of character,
Just
so
all
to
the time.
speak. Just constantly.
Constant fox.
Right. I shall catch you all again very soon. Actually, I should raid someone, really. Who's online? That might be a good idea. Yeah,
Don't bring your search history up.
It is a lot of speedrun.com, I'm not gonna lie. Oh my god, that's an echo. What a terrible mistake I've made. Who's online? We could raid pods. Let's do that. I'm gonna raid a speedrunner.
Goodbye.
Wait for it. I should really have done the raid bit and then said the goodbyes. It's almost like I've been doing this for a year and a half. I should know better.
You should know better, but...
Anyway, off you pop. See you later, nerds.